Nation. Who are the un-American among us?
Many men was detained by either Senator of the city or a congressman. Dangerous to the welfare of this nation.
President Eisenhower refused to engage in declaration counting. In a letter to his brother, however, Eisenhower explained, as to my country, only a short-sighted or completely inexperienced individual would urge the use of the office of the presidency to give an appearance of complicity. He said, as he desires. Time and time again, without apology for his nation, I and many members of this administration.
Please stop the voice. Is everything ready? Good. Cook!
You called, sir?
Is everything on schedule?
Dinner will be ready at 7:30.
Alright then. You have instructions? Very well then. Let the game begin.
Good evening. I'm not sure if I'm in the right
Yes,
place.
indeed you are expected, Colonel.
Wait, how do you know who I am?
It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, my name is Colonel.
I believe it recommended that you not use a pseudonym.
Oh, no, thank you. I took an antihistamine before I came.
May I take your coat?
Oh, I suppose don't mind if you do that. Got it. Ah! Germans! Where? Germans! Come back!
Not your own Colonel, just the maid in the hole with the champagne cork.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Is this way, monsieur?
Ah, thank you. Are you expecting anyone else tonight?
Indeed I am, sir.
Follow me, Colonel.
With pleasure, my dear.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are socialite to be known this evening as Mrs. White.
Yes, it said so in my letter, but why?
Mrs. White, may I introduce you? This is our maid, Babette. I see you two know each other.
We've never met.
Sure.
I think not.
Please, walk yourself around.
Why do I look old? Oh, hello.
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
I'm rarely pleased to meet anyone.
Oh, yes. Mrs. Peabody, I presume. Who?
Oh, yes, that's me.
Good. Can you please take Mrs. Peabody together? I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen that woman before in my life. My lips belong to the Lord. Oh, hospitality. There's a couple of Benjamins in under those caramels for you, butler.
How sticky.
I expect to be treated like the wife of a...
Hold that book right this way. After you, Mrs. Peabody.
Oh my, look at the detail of this molding. It's quite a magnificent mansion, isn't it?
Who are you?
Welcome to the party.
This is turning out to be quite the crowd.
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Body? Sit.
Not you, sir. Please come in.
Sorry, this letter has me rather anxious. Whoa, this isn't at all what I expected.
I find that if you expect nothing, you're rarely disappointed.
Oh, I'm not disappointed.
One moment, sir.
Please arrive at 7:30 sharp on a Saturday evening. Well, here I am.
Where's the clown?
You say so? Well. And I thought I'd seen everything.
Miss Scarlet, welcome. I didn't realize you and the professor were acquainted.
Or not. The bridge is washed out from the rain. My car broke down, and this professor offered to give me a ride. I didn't realize we were headed to the same place until we arrived.
How's the drive?
It's a long haul.
It is a very long haul. Then again, it is a very large house. After you.
Say, what is this godforsaken place anyway?
This place is Body Manor.
Sorry!
Cook! After glasses at the lounge, have you? Hors d'oeuvres, good, I'm starving.
Funny, I haven't much of an appetite at all. My, this really is a party.
Well, greetings all, it's a pleasure for you to see me. Ooh, cocktail hour.
There are so many of you, I didn't realize.
Right, good then, you're here. Colonel Mustard?
Ready.
Miss Scarlet? Mrs. White?
Yes.
Mrs. Peacock? How do you do? Mr. Green?
That's me.
Greetings, I'm Wadsworth the butler. Tonight is engaged surmise. Nobody is being addressed by the real name, so courtesy the host has provided to ensure your privacy. I suggest you follow his lead and refrain from revealing too much about yourselves this evening. You never know when... dinner.
Sorry.
Dinner, that was more like a cocktail minute. Mr. Wadsworth, you were saying you never know when... What?
What? This way, please. Really want to keep away with you and get round the nasty. Ladies and gentlemen, the dining room breakfast waiting.
Oh, then this is about the Red Scare.
I'm not a communist. I'm a Republican.
We've had about enough of this Wadsworth. Who is our host and why have we been brought here?
Speak of the devil. Follow me, please.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Ah, yes.
What are we doing?
The acoustic couplings between the door and the glass slabs from sound waves drop from one side to the other.
All the guests have arrived as expected, sir. Everything's going according to plan. Leave in sight.
Oh, I didn't hear a
Hello,
thing.
Wadsworth. Good to
Oh,
see
for
you again.
goodness
How are
sake.
you doing?
Who is at the door? I demand to know what's going on.
Can I interest any of you in fruit to dessert?
No.
In that case, may I suggest we adjourn to the study of coffee and brandy, at which point I believe your newly arrived host will reveal his intentions, your letters will be explained, and the game will be afoot.
Coffee? Brandy?
Thank you. That'll be all.
Well, where is our host? He's not here. Nobody's here. What's happening? Cigarette? It'll calm your nerves.
I don't smoke.
For Wadsworth. Open after dinner. It's for you.
Right, good then. Are you comfortable?
I make a good living.
Oh, out with it, Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, these instructions are clear.
I'm glad something is.
It seems the 6 of you have all received the same letter. It will be to your advantage tonight to be present on this date, because a missed body will bring to end a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability.
Word for word, exactly what mine says here.
As it turns out, you all do have one thing in common.
That tyrant McCarthy! We're all being blacklisted, aren't we?
Close, Colonel. You're all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying more than you can afford to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please, what's someone going to blackmail me for? I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
My task this evening is to expose your secrets to each other and render you all culpable in each other's indiscretions.
But we hardly know each other.
Precisely.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm afraid not. Professor Plum, we'll start with you.
Ooh, this ought to be good.
It says here that you were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in pathological lying lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the government.
So nothing's changed. But you can't practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know how male doctors aren't supposed to sleep with their lady patients?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, if you did.
How awful! You know, someday there will be a reckoning for men like you.
I sure hope so.
Me too. You're disgusting.
Are you passing more judgments, Mrs. Peacock?
Well,
How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
my husband's a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
No, if it's publicly declared. But once you slip cash under the store-bought debit screw, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying the blackmail for a little over a year now to keep the story out of the papers. Seems a little sticky, no?
Now, see here.
Well, I am willing to believe you. I, too, am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
So am I.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
Well, I'm being blackmailed, all right, but I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What'd you do?
I run a non-governmental agency that handles classified affairs.
Affairs in Washington.
So, Miss Scarlett, is that how you knew Colonel Mustard? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Well, you tell him it's not true.
It's not true. Is that true?
No, it's not true.
So, it is true.
Aha, a double negative.
Double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, I believe your double negative has allergic proof positive. Could have said you gave yourself away.
Are you really trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
You don't need any help from me, sir. Colonel, it looks like you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would most certainly compromise your position.
And what position were you in, Colonel?
This is an outrage!
Let's see, who's next? Mrs. White, you've been paying off friends of blackmail ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances?
Say what you want, I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I didn't want another scandal now, do I?
Another?
We had a very humiliating confrontation. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
She meant that he had threatened in public to kill her.
It was all over the papers.
Then he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White, not you.
He was found dead at home, unclothed. His head had been cut off, and so it is, you know. But I couldn't have done it. I was out all night at the movies.
What was showing?
The naked alibi.
A likely story.
If he was your second husband, your first also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
And lastly, Mr. Green, who is...
I don't need you to unmask me, Wadsworth. I know what you're going to say about me.
What's that?
Mr. Green, who is a homosexual.
Not me!
I beg your pardon?
You asked who is a homosexual, and I said, not me!
Yes, thank you, Colonel. Unfortunately, that is not what I'm referring to, Mr. Green. There's evidence to support the question of your politics.
My politics? Since when is working for the Republican Party a crime?
You swore an oath of allegiance to the Republican Party, but neglected to vote for Eisenhower in the last election. That's grounds for an ousting if there ever was one.
But voting records are confidential.
Everything has its price, Mr. Green.
So there you have it. Have what? A crooked senator's wife, a malicious doctor, just a loyal Republican, and so forth. Not exactly adhering to an all-American standard of behavior, are you?
Depends on who you ask.
But if this body fellow is such a noble citizen himself, why didn't he report us to the authorities?
And give up the opportunity to make a buck. Come on now, Professor. What could be more American than that?
Apple pie!
All right, Wadsworth. So we're being blackmailed by some renegade McCarthyist. Where does that leave us?
And where is this Mr. Body?
And what does he want from us?
Who cares? I'm not waiting to find out. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry to speak up. You could say in denial that you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of a great senator. You can't tell me what to do. Locked?
Indeed, all the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds controlled by vicious dogs. There's no way out.
Someone who wants to smash the American is communist!
May I introduce your host for the evening and your blackmail for life, Mr. Body.
How do you do?
Ooh, Mrs. White in the study with her knee.
Thank you, I've studied martial arts.
There's one more piece of information you may like to have.
What?
The police are coming in less than an hour.
The police? How did they come here in the first place?
Unless what?
You read it all down.
Why would we agree to that?
Because if you don't, I'm going to put this briefcase, which has all the necessary information to expose your wrongdoings, in the hands of the police, the press, and the House Un-American Committee. With the right spin, those guys can make a commie out of anyone. I think some of you would face a lifetime in jail, and others a lifetime of shame.
How much is Khrushchev paying you?
Unless...
Unless what?
Well, there's one thing you can do for me that would change the game. Something I just can't bear to do myself.
What?
Have a seat, please.
Is it all right if I sit here?
Whoa!
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm a little accident prone, I suppose.
What's this about, sir?
In this bag, there are 6 packages I thought our guests might find useful this evening.
Packages.
Presents, if you will. I'm a generous sort of fella.
Are you?
Mr. Wadsworth, do you please see to it that each guest receives a gift?
Gladly.
Anyone want to make a guess as to what's in your boxes?
Perfume, candy, a rare single malt Scotch whiskey.
Our testing game's fun. Please, open up.
A candlestick? What's this for?
A wrench.
A lead pipe. A dagger.
A revolver.
It's a snake! Oh. No, it's just a rope.
In your hands, you each have a lethal weapon. Y'all came here tonight because you believe the evidence used against you is so terrible that you do anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test.
You are.
Wadsworth here is the only person who knows all your secrets, and it's costing us all dearly to keep you quiet.
How do you mean?
I wouldn't have to double your payments if I didn't have to pay Wadsworth for his silence.
Wadsworth?
He may look suave and charming.
Thank you.
Totally, he's conniving and manipulative.
False.
Why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because he instructed me to do so.
Did I? Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to get rid of Wadsworth, I will have no need to increase your black belt or expose you to the police.
Get rid of?
Does he mean to kill him?
In fact, you can eliminate Wadsworth,
Yes, I think that's what he means.
who not only knows all your secrets, but also mine. Then, I will eliminate your black belt together and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
But why make us do it, Body? Why don't you do the dirty work yourself?
Yeah.
Why should I when a 60-year so but uniquely motivated and odd?
What a patriot.
After all I've done for you. He's a liar. I'm one of you. I'm no butler. I'm the Dutch servant.
Familiar refrain. Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way. Now's your chance. The only way for you guys to end your black belt and avoid being on the front covers is for you to kill Wadsworth. Now!
It's Mr. Ronnie! Oh, thank goodness.
Is he breathing? Stand back! I'm a doctor. He's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
So you shot him?
I didn't.
Well, if you didn't, then who did?
The lights went out and the next thing I knew, there was a shot.
There's no gunshot.
He's right. There isn't.
Look, there's a bullet lodged here.
Eagle eye, Miss Scarlet.
Well, if the bullet's over here, then how did he die over there?
I don't know, I'm not a forensic expert. Something else must have killed him.
One of us must have killed him. Well, don't look at me! I didn't!
Maybe he was poisoned? Someone had to stop her screaming. Was the brandy poisoned?
How should I know?
Looks like we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
Who's screaming? A man? No, you're right.
Who else would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How could you be making jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I was the murderer, I'd murder you next. I said if. There's only one admitted killer here, and it's certainly not me. It's Miss White!
I've admitted nothing.
You paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had again?
Mine or other ones.
Yours!
5?
5!
Yes, just the 5. Husband should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
Right, so if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who had the dagger?
It was Mrs. Peacock.
Yes, but I set it down.
Where?
In the study, any one of us could have picked it up.
Well, I
It
didn't
must have been Mr. Green.
Can somebody please help me?
Help him up.
Good Lord, Mr. Green, you really ought to learn to speak up better for yourself.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
Gentlemen, may I suggest we take the cook's body into the study?
Why?
For starters, when police arrive, if they find this, we'll be in custody under the suspicion of the murder. Secondly, I'm the butler. I'd like to keep things tidy. The body's gone! What are you all staring at?
Nobody.
What?
Nobody, Mr. Body's body's gone.
Maybe he wasn't really dead.
He was.
We should have made sure.
I thought I had.
So, was he dead? Or wasn't he?
Maybe he was dead, but someone moved him.
Who would move him?
And why? How should I know?
Well, if he's not here, then where is he?
All this excitement. Is there a little girl's room?
We need him.
No, I just want to powder my nose. Silent Anastasia.
I didn't want to alarm anybody, but we do currently have a small issue of 2 dead bodies, 1 missing, 1 present, and the imminent arrival of the police.
The bridge is washed out. That should buy us some extra time.
What extra time? I want the police to arrive. I am trapped in this house with these murderers.
But once the police arrive, the rest of us are doomed.
Wadsworth, am I right in thinking that there's nobody else in this house?
No.
So there is someone else in this house?
Oh, no, sorry. I said no meaning yes.
No, meaning yes.
Yes.
Just give me a straight answer.
Well, don't look at me.
Wadsworth, is there anybody else in this house? Yes or no?
No.
No, there is or no, there isn't?
Either? Both.
There seems to be some confusion about whether or not there's actually anybody else in this house.
There isn't.
There isn't any confusion, or there isn't anybody else.
Both.
Just give me a clear answer.
What was the question?
Is there anybody else in this house?
No!
That's what he says, but does he know?
Well, we've got the missing dead body of Mr. Body, a cook with a dagger in her back, and all these easily accessible weapons. The rope, the revolver, the candlestick, the wrench, and... Hey, where's the lead pipe?
He's so funny.
Stand back! I'm a doctor! He said,
That's what you said the last time.
I believe in second chances.
Mr. Body. Dead. Again.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Oh, I'll catch you. Sorry?
Mrs. Peacock,
Yes.
where did this happen?
In the bathroom, I opened the door, and there he was. At first, I thought he was attacking me until I realized he'd been propped up against the door, just waiting to fall on someone.
Who would do such a thing?
But why kill someone twice?
It takes a lot of guts to kill someone twice. Kind of like overkill.
Why?
What's the difference?
Makes a difference to him.
Makes a difference to us. We've got to find out who killed him, where, and with what.
Seems like it was probably the lead pipe.
10 points.
game are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game!
You! The lead pipe belonged to you!
Yes, but I dropped it while we were running to the kitchen.
Who dropped the murder weapon?
I didn't know it was a murder weapon, but I dropped it. So any one of us could have picked it up. Yes, any one of us could have picked it up, but who did? Who picked up the lead pipe? Brutally murdered Mr. Buddy and leaving him dead and bloodied in the bathroom. I mean, who did that? Who could have done that? Who?
Hold it, Butler! While you lose your marbles, I'm over here trying to do something useful. Have you all forgotten about the evidence against us?
The
evidence!
Mr. Body's briefcase is locked.
There must be a key.
Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to reach into Mr. Body's pockets and fetch the key to the briefcase containing all the evidence used against us so that we may destroy it once for all?
Why me?
Why not?
Well, all right.
Where'd you get that?
I don't like germs.
Or fingerprints?
No, really, mostly it's just germs. Oh God, it's so warm.
Got it! Give me it! It's empty.
Empty.
Then where's all the evidence?
I told you Buddy was a lie. I had all the evidence in his briefcase by foot.
We must find that evidence.
And destroy it.
Evidence against us aside, first things first. We are currently in a room with 2 dead bodies. I propose that we move the corpses to the sofa so they look less dead.
Some party this is turning out to be.
Well, all right.
Careful! Don't get up to the ground.
Solid battlefield technique, Professor Plum. Never leave a man behind.
Cadavers are heavier than they seem, aren't they?
I wouldn't know.
Right. Me neither.
Oopsie daisy!
Here, woke her up.
Aren't you all strong and virile?
Good. Now they just look asleep.
What about all these murder weapons?
I know. Put them in the bag.
What good will that do?
I'll zip up the bag.
I think most murderers know how zippers work, Mr. Wadsworth.
Okay, fine. I'll put the bag in the safe.
Great. Where's the safe?
In the hole.
I don't see a safe. Is that an original trumpet, Mr. Wadsworth?
Those are quite valuable.
Now is not the time for art appreciation.
A hidden safe behind a painting. How original.
Looked.
Now, what exactly do you plan to do with the key, Wadsworth?
I'll put it in my pocket. But what if you're the murderer? I don't know. But what if you are? I got an idea. Throw the key outside.
Oui, à l'extérieur.
But it's raining.
À l'extérieur.
I'm not suggesting we go outside. I'm suggesting we open the door and throw the key outside.
But you'd have to open the door to get outside, wouldn't you? I would. But what if the killer's outside?
Better out than in.
Yes, we'd want to keep him outside. We don't want to risk letting him back in and killing anyone.
But maybe if the killer is inside and we open the door, maybe we'll encourage the killer to go out.
The killer seems to be doing a fine job of opening and closing doors all by himself. I don't see how us opening the door for one tiny second could possibly make any sort of difference.
And if we throw away the key and the killer catches it, then the killer will have the key that we're trying to confiscate.
I think we might be overthinking this. I'm going to throw away the key. Follow me.
Oh, no! Was that the killer? She didn't look like a killer.
Takes one to know one.
Interrogation is my specialty. Move! How do you do?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my car broke down and I was just wondering if you could use the phone.
Are you a killer?
What? No.
Oh, okay. Right this way, please.
Alrighty then.
Well, where is it?
What, body?
The phone. What body?
There's nobody, there's nobody, there's nobody, there's nobody.
Right. There's nobody in the study.
No! But there is a phone in the lounge views.
Thank you. Okay, this is the lounge. Now our task is twofold. One, find the evidence. Two, find the murderer.
But we've got one suspect contained in the lounge, but that leaves the whole rest of this place up for grabs. Who knows what's behind all these doors?
I propose we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house!
Split up?
Yes! That way, none of us will be alone.